Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayi Harrison. If you are joining for the first time, please make sure you subscribe and watch all my videos. They're very interesting and very informative. Now, guess what? Today is Saturday Trivia. Yes. So, it's general knowledge. I will be asking some questions, so grab your notebook or a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. It's 15 questions. These are things that we all should know, but I'm sure some of us don't know because there are certain things we really should know, but sometimes we don't. So it's 15 questions. I want you to grab your paper or your notebook and a pen or pencil, whatever you have, and I want you to write 1 through 15. Go ahead and do that. Write number 1 to number 15. So I'm going to ask the questions. You're going to write your answers, and then I'm going to go back through all 15 and tell you the correct answers. Isn't that fun? Let's see who can score 15 of 15, 100%. I bet I'm going to have a lot of people doing that. All right, so basic general knowledge. And the questions can come from anywhere over the world. So it's not just from Jamaica or just America. It can be from anywhere. Let's go. Question 1. How many items make 1 dozen? Easiest question. How many items make 1 dozen? Write it down quickly. Question 2. How many planets make up the solar system? How many planets make up the solar system? Question 3. Name the planets. So number 2, you're going to write how many planets, 1, 2, 3, 5, any amount there is. And then for number 3, you're going to write the names of the planets. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video, write your answers, and then continue. Question 4. What does the word phobia mean? What does the word phobia mean? Question 5. Which country grows the most fruits? Which country grows the most fruits? What is the hardest and softest mineral? So first, write the name of the hardest mineral, and then beside that, write the name of the softest mineral. Question 7, for all my Jamaican peeps. What is the national flower of Jamaica? What is the national flower of Jamaica? Number 8. What does dyslexia mean? What does dyslexia mean? Number 9. Which vitamin does our bodies make when exposed to sunlight? So when we're exposed to sunlight, which vitamin does our body make? 10. How many bones does a baby have? And we're talking about human baby. How many bones does a human baby have? Then, how many bones does an adult human have? Next, what is the world's fastest animal? Which animal is the fastest in the world? Number 13, which animal is known as the sheep of the desert? Which animal is known as the sheep of the desert? Number 14, what is the female part of a flower? Yes, flowers, they have male parts and they have female parts. So what is the female part of a flower called? And number 15, what are the colors? Notice I use the American spelling for my American people and the British spelling for my Jamaican and my British people. So what are the colors of the rainbow? Pause the video, answer all your questions, and then come back. Okay, let's go from the top. And I want you to comment and tell me how many you got out of 15. Be honest. After today, you'll know all 15 answers. So tell me how many you got correctly. Let's go. How many items make a dozen? It is 12. 12 items make 1 dozen. How many planets make up the solar system? That's 8. I'm going to put it right there. 8 planets make up the solar system. Now, when I was going to primary school, I learned a little trick that helps me to remember the names of the planets. So, question 3 says, name the planets. So, we go, my very educated mother just show us Neptune. They used to say just show us 9 planets, but it's changed because Pluto is no longer regarded as one of the major planets. It's the dwarf. So M for my, V for very, E for educated, M for mother, J for just, show for S or S for show, U for us, and N for Neptune. Now, these letters start the name of each planet. So, M for Mercury, V for Venus, E for Earth, that's the one we live on, M for Mars, J for Jupiter, S for Saturn, U for Uranus or Uranus, it's pronounced differently. I say Uranus, you might say Uranus, and N for Neptune. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. I hope you got them. Now, if you did not, now you know the names of the 9 planets. The 8 planets. I'm sorry, guys. The 8 planets. Sorry. All right. 4. What does the word phobia mean? And I hope you said F-E-A-R. If you have a phobia, it means that you're afraid of something. Now, there are several phobias. There are several different types of phobias. The main one that I think most persons know, that's the first one I learned about, was claustrophobia, meaning I'm afraid of crowded spaces, or so like elevator. If you're claustrophobic, you might not be able to go inside of an elevator because it's a small space, or you cannot be in a crowded space. You feel like you're stifling. There's also hydrophobia, and hydro means water and phobia means fear. So hydrophobia means you have a fear for water. You're afraid of water. I am happy I don't have that fear. Then we have acrophobia. It means you're afraid of heights. I think I have a little of that fear. Afraid of heights. Roller coasters and those things, I cannot go in them. I can't be too high. You also have aerophobia. I am glad I don't have that fear, because that means you are afraid of flying. Who don't want to fly? So aerophobia means you're afraid of flying. Listen to this one. Zoophobia. I bet you know what that means, because you know once you hear zoo, you think of animals. So zoophobia means you are afraid of animals. I'm afraid of some of them. All right, let's continue. Which country grows the most fruits? No, it's not Jamaica. No, it's not the US. Which country is it then? It is China. I didn't leave space to write my answers, but it's China. China grows or produces the most fruits. All right, let's move on. What is the hardest mineral? The hardest mineral is what you wear in your jewelry. Diamond. Diamond will scratch all other minerals and it will not be scratched. And then the softest one is talc. If you don't know what talc is the mineral that they use to make powder or that they use to make chalk. For those of you, when I started teaching in Jamaica, I didn't have whiteboard and marker. I used to use the blackboard and the chalk to write. So talc is used to make chalk and it's also used to make powder. So the hardest mineral is diamond. It can scratch every other mineral and it will not be scratched. The softest one, if you know talc, if you know chalk, then you know what I'm talking about. You can scratch it with your fingernail. So that's the softest mineral. All right. What is the national flower of Jamaica? The national flower of Jamaica is the lignum vitae. Let me write that. Lignumvitae. So the lignum vitae, that's the national flower of Jamaica. What does dyslexia mean? We're at number 8. What does dyslexia mean? Now, dyslexia means that you have a difficulty reading. And there are a lot of people who are dyslexic, and there should be no shame about it because you don't have control over it. And for those of you who think you should tease someone or treat them poorly because they cannot read, that's not fair to them, because you know what? It's something to do with their brain. So they are unable to read because they are unable to interpret words and letters or other symbols. So next time, guys, if you have a classmate that is unable to read, that is unable to interpret letters, be kind to him or her. That child is dyslexic, probably. Because some persons are not able to read because they didn't get the opportunity. They weren't taught. But there are other persons who have been taught, but still they cannot read because they are dyslexic. So please be nice to your classmates. All right. Which vitamin does our bodies make when exposed to sun? Did you know your body make a vitamin when you're exposed to sun? When I was a child, I thought if I stood in the sun would give me vitamin D. But no, when you are exposed to the sun, your body produces vitamin D. And vitamin D, is very essential. So we all need a little sunlight, but not too much, because too much of anything can be dangerous. So too much sunlight can be damaging, but we still need some to get our vitamin D. If, however, we live in a country where, or in a state, if you're in America, or in a state where you don't have much sunlight, then your doctors can prescribe vitamin D. So you can get it in a form of a pill. Okay. How many bones does a baby have? A human baby has more bones than an adult. A human baby has 300 bones. 300 bones. So if you have more than 300 for number 11, your answer is not correct. So, how many bones does an adult human have? What did you put? An adult human has 206 bones. 206 bones. So you might say, how is it a little baby that is so small have more bones than me, and I'm so big? Look at all this. Why would a baby have more bones than me? It is because when babies are born, their bones are separated. So that is why babies are more flexible than us. Their bones are separated. As they grow older, their bones start to fuse together. One example. Have you ever noticed that in the top of a baby's head right here? In Jamaica, we call it the baby's mole. It's very soft, and if you're a smaller sibling, your mom would always say, make sure you don't touch the baby's mole, or when the baby gets a shower and it's wet, the parents would ensure that they dry it properly. Now, that's the bones in the skull. They are not yet fused together. So as the baby gets older, the bones in the skull come together and close that little opening. So babies have more bones than adults because their bones are not fused, or they're not all fused together. As they get older, then their bones start fusing. So they have less as they get older. Very interesting. All right. What is the world's fastest animal? It's not Usain Bolt. He's the fastest man in the world. But the fastest animal is the cheetah. Very fast. You can't outrun a cheetah. Fastest animal in the world. Oh, 13. Which animal is known as the sheep of the desert? The sheep of the desert. Now, a desert is a hot, dry place. So why do they think of it as a sheep? Well, the camel is known as the sheep of the desert because the camel has certain adaptation that allows it to drink a lot and eat a lot and then store. You know, I used to think that the camels store water in their hump. And then I learned that no, it's fat. They store fat in their hump. So they drink a lot when it is available. They eat a lot also and then store it as fat in their hump. And this helps them to survive. So they have certain adaptation that allows them to survive long periods without water or food in the desert. And that is why they're regarded as the sheep of the desert. 14. What is the female part of a flower called? Who knew that plants had male part and female part? Because in order for them to reproduce, there are two ways they reproduce, but one of the ways in which they reproduce, they need male parts and female parts. So the female part is called the pistil. The female part is called the pistil. Don't think I'm going to tell you the male part today because it might come in your general knowledge questions next week. So the female part is called the pistil. It's made up of a group of other parts, including the ovary, the style, the stigma, and the ovule. All right. So the ovary, the style, the stigma, the ovule, they all make up the pistil, and those are the female reproductive part of a plant. Parents, don't think this is too much for your kids. This is 5th grade or 6th grade. In Jamaica, it's 6th grade assignment. And here, it's 4th to 5th grade. I don't know about 6th and more here, but I'm almost certain they need to know it. All right. What are the colors of the rainbow? So I learned this little trick I told you about for the planets. And when I was teaching in Jamaica, we came up with this little trick for the kids to remember the colors of the rainbow. So we say Roy, R-O-Y, G, Biv. Roy, G, Biv. That helps us to remember the colors of the rainbow. So R is red, O is orange, Y is yellow, G is green, B is blue, I is indigo, and V is violet. So, Roy Jibiv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you got at least 15 out of 15. Please be honest. Comment and let me know how many you got correct while I was going through. Now, next week, Saturday, we are also going to have another trivia section where my siblings will be joining me. So look out for that one. They're going to be answering the questions live. They're very smart, but let's see if they'll be able to get 15 out of 15 correct. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching my videos. Please remember to subscribe, like, share it with everyone that you know. Don't keep it to yourself. And I thank you. See you again when we will talk about another interesting topic. Bye.